Hello everybody. Welcome you all at Learning is Fun with Progaparamita. Today I am going to discuss 10 important rules about subject verb agreement in a sentence. And why I am talking about this is important because this thing is very common in any kind of competitive examination or any kind of examination. And moreover, while you are going to write something, you have to know the relation and the correct relation between subject and verb in a sentence. So, if you watch this video lesson till the end, you can understand how to put or how to choose verb according to the subject. And this lesson is very important because I am going to tell you just 10 important rules. So stay with me till the end to know all these important rules. Rule number one, this is a very basic rule. This is, you can say that it is the most important and most basic thing because I have another video lesson regarding the subject verb agreement, and there I have also discussed more rules about more basic rules about subject verb agreement as well. I will provide the link in the card button. Please do click that card button to know all that thing. So the first rule, what is that first rule? That is, if the sentence has a singular subject, it must be followed by a singular verb. This is the very common, very natural rule for the subject verb agreement. That is why I took this rule just at the first rule for any kind of subject verb agreement. Let's see the example here. The example for you. She lives in China. Here you find she is a singular subject. So the verb is singular, that is lives in China. And the similar rule as follows: if the subject is plural in number, then the verb must be plural also. So let's see the example. More people live in Asia than in any other continent. Here you see that the subject is plural. Here the subject is more people, that denote more than one and many people, you can say that. So the subject is plural and the verb again it is plural. So what is the basic rule and the most natural rule for subject verb agreement? That is, if the subject is singular, then the verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb must be plural. Now see the next rule. The second rule for subject verb agreement, that is, when the subject of a sentence is complex, the following verb must agree with main noun in the subject. This is another important thing because in a sentence you find several phrases are there, and there you find a complex subject, that is that subject may have lots of things, that is determiner, possessive, etc. So in that case, if you find a complex subject, you have to choose the verb according to the main noun of that sentence. That is, let's see the example. Many leading members of the opposition party have tried to justify the decision. Here, what do you see here? Here you find what is the head noun. In this noun phrase, you can say that because as you have already know, if you watch my video lesson regarding phrase, clause, etc., I have discussed what is clause and phrase. I will provide the link in the description box below. If you don't watch yet, please do watch to know all that thing as well. So here you find members is the head noun for this phrase, and if you choose the verb, you have to see the main head noun, that is members. So the verb is have. So members are the plural in number. The subject is plural in number, so the verb must be plural. And here another example for you. The only excuse that he gave for his actions was that he was tired. Here you find the only excuse. What is the main thing, or what is the head noun of this subject, of this phrase? That is, the subject is excuse. This is the head noun, and as it is singular in number, so you have to choose the verb was, that is also singular in number. So you have to be very careful. Is you just look at the which one is the head, or which one is the main noun in a sentence, and which one is the main noun. According to that, you have to choose the subject accordingly. So this is the rule. Rule 3 is a very tricky one. Because why it is tricky? Now I am talking about some nouns which can be treated either as singular or plural. When they are singular, they are used with, or they're with a singular verb. When they are plural, if you think they are plural, their plural form or use, they are followed with a plural verb. So let's see the example here. For example, the council, this word or this noun can be treated both as singular and plural. So you can use has or have, both the singular and the plural verb with the noun council, because this is this can be used both as singular and plural. The council has or have postponed a decision on the road. Similarly, these same kind of nouns are association, audience, class, club, committee, community, crowd, department, public, population, university, team. All these nouns can be treated both as singular and plural. When they are used as a singular unit, you have to use a singular verb with it. But if they denote a plural idea or plural thought or plural thing, then you have to use a plural verb with it. When we use a singular verb, if we see the institution or organization as a whole unit, and the plural verb if we see it as a collection of individuals. This is very important explanation for this rule. That is, if we use a singular verb, when you see that, for example, here this is council. If you say council has, that means we see the institution or organization as a whole unit. We consider council as a whole unit. But if you say have, that means a plural verb if we see it as a collections of individual. When we are talking about the member of that council, we have to use the plural verb, because we consider it as a plural unit, that is the collection of individuals. Same rule is applicable for these words or these nouns, that is audience, class, association, club, etc. They can be considered as a single unit that denote the whole unit or institution or organization, or sometimes we are thinking about them as a collection of individuals. More example like this: the government who are hoping to ease export restrictions soon. Here you find the government who are hoping. Here we are talking about, or we are thinking about the members of the government. That is, we are consider government as a collection of individuals. But Here, government which is elected by simple majority, here we consider government as a unit, that is as a whole unit. Here when we use is, that is a singular noun, we do not think government as a collection of individual, but we consider it as an institution or as a single unit. Next example, my family have decided to move Delhi. They think it's better. Here, plural form are common when the group is considered as a collection of people doing personal things like decision, hoping, or wanting. So these are the things, these are the situation when you consider this noun as a plural. When here we are talking about the decision of my family, so we are considering family or the individuals of that family that have decided to move to Delhi. Next, average English family has 3 to 4 members. It's smaller and nuclear type. Here, family, English family or British family, whatever you say, here family is considered not as a collection of people, but as a whole unit. So this is the difference. My family have, here the verb is plural because we consider the members of that family, but here we consider family, the noun here denotes the single idea, that is it is the institution or it is a whole unit we have considered here. Singular form are more common when the group is seen as an impersonal unit. The same thing is there. So next example or for the rule 3, when a group of noun is used with a singular determiner, each, every, these, that, the, a, etc., singular verbs and pronouns are normal. Here the team are full of enthusiasm. Here we are talking about the team. Here the team is not a single unit, it is the collection of more teams, that is it means more than one team. But a team which is full of enthusiasm has a better chance of winning. Here a team means it is a collection, not as a collection of individual, but it considered as a unit. Here when a group noun is used a single determiner, here it is a single determiner a, singular verb is used, but if we use the, then you have to use plural verb. Here more natural than a team who are full. We can't use that thing. Now I am talking about rule 4. This is another important rule here. Everybody, everyone, everything, everywhere. If you find this word, you have to use singular verb. For example, everybody has gone home. With everybody, you have to use a singular verb. Not everybody have. Never use that thing. Everything I like is either illegal, immortal, or fattening. Here also, I like, everything I like is, here you find is the singular verb. Always with everybody, everything, everyone, and everywhere, you have to use a singular verb. Here also, everything I like are, you never use that thing. I found that everywhere was book. Here also you find everywhere was, not everywhere were. When possessive and pronouns refer back to everybody, one, they can usually be either singular, more formal, or plural, less formal. Sometimes only plural word makes sense. Now I am going to tell you about rule 5. This is very important. Everyone plus singular noun and singular verb. That is, I see her every day. Here you find every, with every we have to use singular noun. We never say every days, but it is every day. Now, every room is being used. Here you find every room. We never say every rooms are. We do not use are here. When it is every, we have to use singular noun, and with the singular noun, we have to use singular verb. Next, every one of plus determiner plus plural noun, but we have to use a singular verb. This is another important rule. Now, if you write every one of, then you have to use determiner, and then you have to use plural noun but with a singular verb. Let's see the example. Every one of the children was crying. That is the determiner, and you find the children, that is a plural noun, but was is a singular verb. Here this rule is very important. You have to keep in mind when every one of is used with determiner and plural noun must be there, and although there is plural noun, you have to use singular verb. Those who wish to know more about determiner, I have video lesson. I will provide the link in the description box below. You can watch that video lesson to know more about determiner. But here, in that case, you never say every one of the children were crying. This is not true. You have to use was. Rule 6. Each plus singular noun plus singular verb. This is another important thing. Each new day is different. Here you find each new day. Here the singular noun is used with singular verb. We never say each new day are different. We never use that thing. Each of plus singular verb formal, but each of plus plural verb, it is informal. So let's see the example and I can explain again. With each of, we have to use a plural verb sometime. Each of them has problems. Here this is a singular verb is used. This is a formal style, but sometime you find each of them have problems. Here this is an informal style. That is, what is formal and informal? When we are talking about the formal writing, we are considering the writing that is we are doing for any office purpose or any formal purpose. So when we are talking about formal writing, we have to, or formally, we have to use a singular verb with every each of them. But if you consider it is an informal situation or a colloquial situation, you have to use have instead of has. Now rule 7. Either and either of. How we can use either and either of with verb, and how do we choose when there is either and either of. I am going to tell you. If either plus singular noun is there, you have to use singular verb. Let's see the example. Come on Tuesday or Thursday, either day is okay. Here with either, you have I have found, or we have found there a singular noun, that is day is singular, so you have to use singular verb. But we never say either days are okay. Another thing, a verb after either of is normally singular, but it can be plural in an informal style, especially in a negative sentence. So this is a very vital and very important rule. With either of, we normally use singular, but we can use a plural verb when the sentence is negative. Let's see the example. Either of the children is quite capable of looking after the baby. Here you find either of the children. The verb children is a plural noun and it is used with a singular verb is. But I don't think either of them is or are at home. Both are correct. You can use is or are because it is a negative sentence, and with either of, is or are can be applicable if the sentence is negative one. Now, I am going to tell you about Rule 8. Some phrases with plural form thought of a singular thing and have a singular verb. This is very important rule. That is, some phrases that, for example, these phrase include referring to, or these includes the phrase referring to measurement, amount, and quantities. When we are talking about the phrases that denote measurement, amount, and quantities, we have to use a singular verb. For example, about 3 meters separate the runners in the first and second places. Here you find about 3 meters, but the verb is separate, that is a singular verb. Similarly, 50 pounds he gave me was soon spent. Here also he gave me. We find that with that thing, we have to use, if we are talking about measurement, amount, and quantity, although the phrase is plural, but they denote a singular idea and we have to use a singular verb. Now I am talking about Rule 9. That is very important because now I am going to tell you how to use verb when we are talking about percent. So let's see here again. After percent, also you can use the sign. We use the singular verb. This is very important. Let's see the example. An inflammation rate of only 2% makes a big difference to export. Here 2%, and here you have to use a singular verb. So with percent, always we have to use singular verb. Next, around 10% of forest is destroyed each year. Here also 10%, and with 10% you have to use a singular verb. Now, the twist is here. However, in phrases, we can use of plus plural with a plural verb. That is, if we are using percent of plus plural noun, then we have to use a plural verb. So this is very important. If only percent is used, then you have to use singular verb. But if you are talking about percent of, we have to use plural noun with plural verbs. Let's see the example. I would say that about 50% of the houses need major repair. Here you find 50% of the houses, plural noun is used here, and the plural verb is used as well. Similarly, but we use singular noun that can be thought of either as a whole unit or a collection of individual. We use singular or plural verb as well. Let's see the example. Some 80% of the electorate is expected to vote. Here we can use are expected or is expected. Both are correct because here the singular noun can be used the thought of either a whole unit, that is the electorate are considered as a whole unit, or the collection of the individual. So for this noun, as we have seen in the rule 3, some nouns are there which can be used both as singular and plural. So if they consider as singular, we have to use a singular noun verb. If they considered as plural, we have to use a plural verb. So here you can, although there is percent of, you can use is or are as well. Now the last rule for you. with any of, none of, the majority of, a lot of, plenty of, all of, some of, and the uncountable noun, we use a singular verb. If we are talking about, or if we find these words, that is any of, none of, the majority of, etc., and there we find an uncountable noun is there, we have to use with that uncountable noun along with these words a singular verb. Let's see the example again. All the furniture was destroyed in the fire. Here you find all the furniture. Furniture is an uncountable noun, so we have to use was instead of were. So if all is used, or any or none is used with an uncountable noun, we have to use a singular verb. More example, a lot of the pollution is caused by paper factory. Here, a lot of the pollution again is an uncountable noun. So with that uncountable noun, we have to use a singular verb. None of the information is particularly useful to me. Here, information again an uncountable noun. With that uncountable noun, we have to use is the singular verb. A plenty of time is needed to complete the project. Here also a plenty of time. Time is an uncountable noun. So with a plenty of time, we have to use a singular verb. Hope you like this video lesson. If you have any queries, please do comment in the comment section. I definitely reply them. And moreover, if you like this video lesson, you can press the like button as well. So no more today. Thank you for listening and bye bye.